Evening all, Andy bassist, back in the dilapidated man cave. Got a few bits through the post, so I thought I'd throw up an update. Thanks to anybody who has watched the previous video where it talks about why I wanted this bass, which is of course my new P Bass. Basically, I got my new pickup and my new strings in the post, and also I got some strap locks because they should be on any sort of gigging bass that you want to do, because you can never be too careful. But yeah, the main thing, I had a few hours, so threw the Seymour Duncan quarter pounder in there, threw on the DR fat beams, and it sounds a bit like this, bit of chorus, obviously on mic cab through my iPad. Sounds fat. That was with the tone sort of at about 4. The screw, the number 4 is pointing at that screw basically. For winding the tone all the way off, all the way on. Sorry. All the way off. Really dig that. I'd like it sort of more that way, so that's why I'm saying, like, it's like not halfy half, it's sort of rolled. You get the sub. It's awesome. Sounds really, really fat. I'm really happy with how it sounds. Obviously, before people comment, my bass does not need, it has been set up by myself. For a way that I'm happy with it. The action might be a little bit high for me, maybe. Just right down. It's a little bit of a. There's quite a lot of movement there. It's quite high. There we go. But I mean, I'm still fidgeting around with that, and I think I might actually take the finish off the back of the neck. It depends when I can get in to do it, but we'll see. But yeah, some people will say that the action's all wrong, and like you can hear it, you know, buzzing on the frets and clanking. I quite like that. It works quite well. That's, you know, I've tried to set the action similar, if not the same, to how I set it on my jazz. So, you know, we'll see if it works. Obviously, it's a different radius, I think, on the fretboard. Just from setting up the bridge and whatnot. But it's a beast at the minute. I'm really, really happy with it. And when I put into sort of when I think about how much money I've actually spent or put into it, it's given me change from just, I'm trying to think, about 220 quid. It's given me change. You know, the Seymour Duncan was a lot less expensive than what I expected it to be. If you're looking for a fat P Bass pickup, I mean, like I think I found it for 55, 60 quid. It's just 2 seconds to put in, and it makes your bass sound better. If that's the sound you're going for. If you want a vintage sound, it doesn't cut your mids, but it's just very fat, very full. Whereas a lot of the vintage pickups are sort of emphasised a very different way, which is why they're vintage pickups and why this is not meant to be a vintage pickup in any way. I don't think it's another instrument I'm not going to bother putting anything active in it. I did think about maybe doing something, but I've just really fallen in love with this tone stack. I'm kind of tempted to try and see if I can contact the guy to get one for the Jazz, because it's really useful, and it might. I mean, I'm gonna rip the one out in my Jazz if I don't find something, which I've discussed in the last video. So I might try and see if I can track down the guy to see if he does one for Jazz basses. See if he can design one or already builds one and can send me one out that I can just throw into my Jazz bass with my Nordstrom pickups and see what that does, because it's awesome. I really love it. I've never normally the tone rolled off on any of these basses. It's not really, I don't see it as useful for me. Obviously, I've not played this in a band setting yet, but from looking at what I know the Jazz sounds like when I practice on my own, I can gauge that it's cool and it's going to do what I want it to do. The strings are probably going to die down a little bit, but they're not going to lose everything. So I'm really impressed with the strings. I thought, it was a bit of a gamble. We'll see, but I really like it at the minute. Only one thing that I may do is I may change the tuners, not because of bad quality or anything like that. I want to put a D tuner on, and I mean, they're not new tuners, so we'll see. I mean, at the minute I've got like a storage hairband for, and I might actually get a fret wrap as well, just a couple of them that I've got lying around. Stick that on there just to help, I think, because it's going to be a really fuzzy, awesome little thing that's just going to be. I'm really happy with it, and it's when I was considering getting a P Bass, I did think about getting a second-hand one, but then I also thought, well, I might get a Fender, I might get a Modern Player, or a vintage modified Squier, just the P Bass version of my Jazz. It's 230 odd quid. This is better spec already. It's lighter. It's got a better tone stack. It's got a much better pickup. Even if it was a Duncan designed pickup, I don't think it would equal this. The bridge is going to be, okay, maybe a bit newer, but I mean, in just as good a neck. The frets on it are really cool. The rosewood neck's amazing, and it's really light, so I'm really chuffed to bits. Made in Korea. You will see this out on 6 Install Sunday. Check us out at 6 Install Sunday Facebook. You can see there's a link probably up there, I believe, in the photo. You'll see that there's a link. Please subscribe if you like my videos. Obviously, everybody says that. And check through. Look, I do a lot of, or I will be doing more. There's a lot of pedals that I don't see a lot of demos for bass. So there's a lot of distortion. There'll be a boost pedal. There's a lot that I've got on my page. I've got a Death by Audio pedal that I need to do, and I've got a Fuzzericious Heliotropic, which is nuts, which I also need to do a review for and get up online. But that's going to wait until I can get in front of my 810 and get a mic on the go. But anyway, I digress. Can't wait to get this thing in front of my 810 and CTM 100, not 15, and crank the crap out of it. It's going to be sick. If you're around in Plymouth, we're gigging soon, so check out our Facebook page, and please subscribe, as I've said, to my channel for more videos. Peace out, YouTube. Enjoy.